This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let's talk numbers. In-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. Visit BetterHelp.com/super to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/super. Is Neville Harry's exact opposite? Hey, brother! Oh, Harry, the chosen one Potter. What a true trust fund to rags, back to riches story. I mean, Harry really is the best of us all, isn't he? Like, quiet and humble, while also capable and famous beyond his own wishes. He stands up for those in need, seemingly fears nothing, holds a cool head, while also being served by a truly enormous heart. Dum, dum. In so many ways, it is hard to imagine what Harry's life might have been like had he existed during any other time or simply not been the subject of Professor Trelawney's original prophecy that dictated his eventual fate. Yeah, but of course, as glorious and heroic as Harry is, we all know that he wasn't the only man for the job. No, there of course had to be a spare?
Dedrick!
This is my boy! Think we're gonna not have a Dedrick joke in the video, guys? Come on. Not that spare, although let's be real, Cedric would have been a great backup. But no, I mean, more like something that's similar to someone else, but not quite the same.
He's not Fred, I am. Honestly, woman, you call yourself our mother.
Again, tremendous talent, Weasley, flair for business, but no, I mean someone durable, someone with that heroic glow, a figure of quiet resilience, someone who defied tyranny with nothing but a cardigan and a deep-rooted love of magical plants. The kind of person who knows what it means to suffer loss, yet still believes in the power of loyalty, friendship, and greenhouses. I speak, of course, of Neville, why is it always me, Longbottom.
Okay.
So today we discuss how the boy who could have taken Harry's place is nothing if not Harry's complete and total opposite. Hey, brother!
Why is it always me?
Always you. It's literally always Harry, like every single time.
Fight back!
Help me! Sorry.
I mean, if anything, even when it's not Harry, Neville, it's Ron or Hermione or, I don't know, Colin Creevy, Justin Finch Fletchley.
My name is Jeff.
Like, sure, I guess you did get petrified once, but by a friend. I mean, that hardly counts, and heck, you even got awarded for it. I mean, only 10 points and Harry got 60, but yeah, it's always you.
Stand down, Neville.
Okay, kidding aside, or actually, know what? It's not kidding aside. I got one more. Harry's boggart, Neville, is fear itself. Meanwhile, yours is a glorified science teacher?
Why don't you run along and play with your chemistry set?
No, but for real, I am genuinely kidding. I obviously love Neville dearly, and the major point I'm trying to make today really had to do with Neville's very unique position in that he was the other candidate that could have been targeted by Voldemort and therefore actually become the chosen one.
Sorry.
The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, born to those who have thrice defied him, born as the 7th month dies. Dumbledore explains, though, that it didn't specifically have to be Harry. Similar's prophecy could have applied to 2 wizard boys, both born at the end of July that year, both of whom had parents in the Order of the Phoenix, both sets of parents having narrowly escaped Voldemort 3 times. One, of course, was you. The other was Neville Longbottom. I remember first learning this piece of information back when I was 14 and thinking to myself, wait. What? That is unbelievably random. Neville? The two couldn't be less similar. But then the more I thought about it, the more it almost seemed to be unfailingly true. Neville is almost Harry's exact mirror in pretty interesting ways. Harry, for example, grows up in a completely non-magical world, while Neville grows up in a completely magical one. Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon want nothing more than for Harry to be nothing like his parents. On the other hand, Neville is constantly failing his grandmother's expectations of being exactly like his parents, the famous, popular, and powerful Aurors. I expect my gran want me to try, though. She's always going on about how I should be upholding the family honor. Or gosh, listen to this. Gran's always telling Professor Marchbanks I'm not as good as my dad. Well, you saw what she's like at St. Mungo's. And y'all right there, we do need to take a quick pause to say thank you to today's sponsor, Shopify. Let me just double check something here. Yep. And Ben is gone. Okay, so here's the thing. Ben has ridiculous business ideas like all the time. Like this week's was Lawn and Order, which sounds like maybe just like, hey, clean lawns, but no, it's a lawn care company where everyone's dressed like detectives and they section off the work zones with caution tape. Like he seemed super jazzed about the covert mulch delivery, which is just mulch delivery that happens in the middle of the night. Like, why would you want, like you wake up and surprise mulch, right?
Night, 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 night.
Will you please?
But hey, you might have a big and more importantly, good idea. And if that's the case, then you need Shopify. Shopify helps you take your concept and use their easy build templates to take your business from your brain and put it in front of customers the world over. Actually, there's this really cool feature on Shopify that shows you all of the active shoppers, like right now, all over the world. It's kind of like, oh my God, someone in Nebraska is buying our coffee. That's amazing. Sorry, did I say coffee? I meant covert mulch delivery. Starting to see his point here, although not sure how we're getting to Nebraska tonight.
At night.
But hey, if you're ready to sell with Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/SCB. That's shopify.com/SCB. One more time, shopify.com/SCB. Link, description, down below. Go now, fight, win, mulch. And when the boys arrive at school, the mirroring continues. First with their pets. Harry has Hedwig, possibly the most talented and uniquely white owl in the school, who it never fails to find her recipient and always returns to Harry, versus Neville and his run-of-the-mill dime-a-dozen toad, who is constantly doing his best to be as far away from Neville as possible. Like, talk about a lost cause.
Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one.
You get it, lost because he's like, well, he's lost. Then there's the sorting ceremony where, yes, both boys do end up in Gryffindor, but their path is very different. Harry, as we all know, specifically asks not to be in Slytherin and lands in Gryffindor, while Neville is trying to argue for Hufflepuff, claiming he's not brave enough for Gryffindor. But the hat sees right through him, doesn't it? Actually, fun fact, our editor Ethan has this cool piece of headcanon that if you are brave enough to ask the hat to do something, then it will just always put you in Gryffindor. But for all that, Harry could represent Slytherin House in many ways. He's a Parseltongue, he's resourceful, and willing to break rules to get results. Meanwhile, Neville would have also been a great fit for Hufflepuff as well. He's loyal, hardworking, and great at herbology, which is obviously the most Hufflepuff subject, right?
Neville, no offense, but I really don't care about plants.
I mean, after baking. Actually, I don't think it's true that Hufflepuff and herbology like go hand in hand or anything. I think it's just like the alliteration that's getting to me, or the fact that Sprout is the head of Hufflepuff House and then also teaches it. At minimum, though, the ideologies of Slytherin and Hufflepuff are also about as far apart from one another as they can be. Slytherin is arguably the most selective in its members, whereas Hufflepuff prides itself on taking the rest. Which then introduces another layer of irony, which is that Neville is pure blood, exactly what Slytherin is after, while Harry is half-blood. Beyond that, though, and getting into their time at Hogwarts, the first year continues to showcase how they are each other's foils. Neville is applauded at the end of the year for being brave enough to stand up to his friends, while Harry's whole year is defined by standing up to his enemies. Isn't it interesting how even when they're opposites, it's never for negative reasons? Like, how great. Except for Trevor, or as I like to call him, the bouncing burden, or the amphibian of anarchy. Don't worry, I got more. Croaky McFlight Risk. The mucus missile. He's like an emotional support escape artist. Man, I'm getting off track so easily today. The thing about mirrors, though, is that they're not always opposites. In fact, in time, I dare say Harry and Neville start to become reflections. I know that even in the mirror, when you're seeing your reflection, it is opposite, but I think you see what I mean? Like mirrors, like it feels opposite, but actually it's the same. Right? You get it? Neville eventually even openly acknowledges his attempts to be more like Harry. "You didn't hear her," said Neville. "You wouldn't have stood it either. The thing is, it helps when people stand up to them. It gives everyone hope. I used to notice that when you did it, Harry." But of course it starts much sooner than that, dating back to the earliest days when they're both underestimated by everyone, including themselves.
I can't be a wizard. I mean, I'm just Harry.
Well, just Harry, your character arc is going to be just mighty.
But I am the chosen one.
Yeah, that's more like it. But then there's poor Neville. "There's no need to tell me I'm not brave enough to be in Gryffindor. Malfoy's already done that," Neville choked out. But by the end, they have proven everyone wrong, both serving time as head of Dumbledore's army and are both seen as leaders of the resistance and are still only underestimated by their one key adversary who pays dearly for his misjudgment. Voldemort overestimates Harry's ability to die at his hands, and we all know how that works out for him. But he also fails to see Neville as anything other than a punching bag to drive home the completeness of his victory. He mocks him and even burns the Sorting Hat after placing it on his head, unwittingly handing him the very object he needs to slay the final Horcrux, Nagini, which he promptly does. Oh, look at that. Voldemort did something that helped defeat himself. Oh my god. Can't help but notice, though, how that scene mirrors Harry's defeat of another one of Voldemort's snakes earlier in the story with the exact same weapon. Stab. Although, admittedly, like a much bigger and scarier snake. I can just picture that conversation after the battle is over. Neville sitting there, sword laid casually across his lap, regaling nearby combatants of his sheer awesomeness. "So then I felt the sword, and I knew exactly what I had to do. The snake shot towards me, but I was ready. Seamus, you saw. Where's Hannah? Make sure she's hearing all of this for the next part. It's where it gets good. So then it lunged. Not to worry, I was faster. I pulled the ruby hilt." Was that a gasp? "Yeah, look at this. Check this. The size of eggs they are. Anyway, the snake was centimeters away, but as if Godric's own hand was guiding me, I ripped up and, well, you saw it, sent the snake's head flying." Then Harry walks up and he's all like, "Good one. Neville reminds me of the time when I was 13, or was it 12? You know what? It was 12. What are you right now? No, 17? Not important.
But I don't talk about that.
Anyway, I used that exact same sword. Let me grab that from you there. Battled a basilisk the size of the Hogwarts Express. Yeah, its fang hit me square in the eye, but no big deal. Had some phoenix tears. Dumbledore's. Did you know that? You know Dumbledore's phoenix? Healed me right up. But I rammed the sword right into its brain, killed it dead. Look, you can still see some of the blood just there on the blade. Excellent work on that worm, though, Neville, which, by the way, did he tell you I was the one who told him to kill it? Yeah, I did, but not important. Y'all be good. I'm gonna go find a sandwich. See y'all later. Hannah? All right. The real point, though, is that while Harry and Neville may have started out worlds apart, watching them grow into their own has been nothing short of inspiring, because in the end, they each rose to their true potential, mirroring one another's courage, heart, and quiet strength in the most beautiful way. Neville, who stood up to his friends, now stands up to the villain against all odds, and Harry, who could always stand up to the villain, eventually has to stand up to Lupin, who wants to leave Tonks and his child, and Ron, who wants to abandon the trio because of the Horcrux. So while the prophecy is ultimately about Harry, I think there can be no doubt that had Voldemort selected Neville instead, the two would have always risen together to the occasion. The sons of those who thrice defied the Dark Lord would always be a formidable opposition to the likes of Voldemort. And besides, if we're talking about reflections, you cannot tell me Harry and Neville don't see the same thing in the Mirror of Erised, can you? But guys, thanks so much as always for watching today's video. Don't forget to leave a like on it if you haven't already, and subscribe so you don't miss any future Harry Potter action from us. If you want to find out what if Neville was the chosen one, guess what? We made that entire series right here. Hope you enjoy it, but otherwise, until next time, Ben, I will see you in another life.